motherfucking pissed the fuck off. They cut my motherfucking food stamps to $85 fucking dollars from $738. How the fuck that's supposed to support a household of 3? For a job that barely even support my basic needs now. Like, inflation is high and the bitch groceries is high as shit. Oh, I'm pissed the fuck off. Like, I'm mad as shit because how the fuck am I supposed to survive off that shit? So when y'all see me in the motherfucking store stealing stuff and that shit in my motherfucking bag, nicely act like you don't see shit and mind your motherfucking business, because this shit is going in my motherfucking bag and I'm walking out this motherfucking store with my motherfucking chest up and my head held high, and I dare you to try to tell me, hey ma'am, excuse me, because I'm gonna look at you like you fucking retarded if they go talk to Trump about that shit. On my kids, anybody that motherfucking voted for him, girl, fuck you, or him, fuck y'all, because y'all the stupidest motherfuckers I ever seen in my life.
A lot of sisters are losing their jobs.
Talking about the government jobs that he was trying to shut down?
Yeah, a lot of jobs.
Shit, UPS is fired 70,000.
I thought it was 22,000 last time. Remember I covered it?
Yeah, I think the goal is 70. But I think the goal is.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, my sisters, the roosters are coming home.
All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Quadash. All blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, our Lord and our Savior, whose name is Yahweh Shai. And double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. And salutations to the elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. My name is Amawon Gabar, and I'm back with another lesson whilst in transit. Lord willing, is quick, edifying, straight, and to the point. All right, so I was watching a video this morning put up by GMS North Carolina 777, which is the Elder Bro Hawad out there in the North Carolina areas. And I put up a video entitled, "It's Over, Eve. The chickens are coming home to roost." And I watched the majority of the video. It's 52 minutes long, but I probably got around 40 something before I had to head out for the plantation or whatever. But I'm gonna play the beginning of that video, or the intro of that video, which was a clip that he used and uploaded from Corey Holmes, and he was getting into how pretty much it's over for these women. And as I was listening to the video, I was thinking to myself, the vibe and the spirit is heavy. It's heavy getting on the women, period. Especially 2025, especially with all these different laws and different perks and things that are getting ready to be cut from society, which directly are going to impact women, because they're the ones complaining the most about it, because these benefits and supplements and goodies were given to them. When I say the woman, I'm starting with Judah. All right, the women of the tribes, Judah, Ephraim, and them. All right, the so-called black woman and so-called Latino woman, all the tribes. Starting with you, because these benefits gave you the illusion of not needing a man. Now, I don't need a man. And the only women in society as a whole, when it comes to these nations that brag and boast about how they don't need a man, which that's a lie, they do need a man. Every woman need a man. But the only women, the only group of people on this planet Earth that say that nonsense is the so-called black woman. And then you got some of the so-called Latino women that follow after Eve and say that nonsense. You don't see Moab and, talking about, I don't need no man. You don't see Ishmael and them and Ham doing that. It's not in their culture to do that. It was never in our culture to have women do that. But showing you who Eve is, it shows you that, I'm talking about, when I say Eve, I'm talking about the actual Eve going back in the garden. It shows you who she is today. All right? It's the Judite woman, and the rest of the tribes is Eve, the Judite woman, the so-called black woman, because she pushes that energy. And being Judah, being of the tribe of Judah, even the men, it started with the men, but the Judites, the scriptures say about how the tents of Judah shall be raised up first. Okay? Judah get it started. Judah starts the trend. All right? So as I was thinking about that, and I'm like, yo, if the so-called black woman today was to just totally, let's say she just totally, which this would have happened, but let's say she totally get in order. All right, she gets in order and she's out there, she making videos on how to be the best wife you can, and all the Judite women was on that tip, all the nations will follow her. All the tribes will follow her. That'll be the new trend. All right? And you women can't tell me I'm not lying. I'm lying. You can't say I'm lying. You know that the Judite women or the women of the tribes, I'm going to say the so-called black woman, sets the trend for these other nations. So does the so-called black man. Sets the trend for these other nations and for the rest of the tribes. That's obvious. But nonetheless, I want to play this video, and I'm going to quote a scripture or two, and that'll be that. You know, this is not going to be long. Keep it typical how I usually do, Lord willing, when I'm in transit whilst on my way to work. All right, so I'm going to play the video and just listen up.
My sisters, everything you did is finna come back on you because they have people in place government-wise to show you we used you to destroy the village. Now we really have no use for you no more. Your daddy ain't there. Your husband ain't there. Your son is raised wrong. Your daughter is watching you twerk. You have done what we wanted you to do well in destroying the village. The father of your child is probably in court with you over nothing. We have used you to the same way, like back in the day, Eve ate from the forbidden tree.
Right.
This is the same thing. You ate from the forbidden tree. You went and used a system that destroys you to destroy your family. And now, with this administration in, they have no use for you. Remember all the female black mayors and everything that was happening and all like that?
Yeah.
They ain't got no use for that shit no more. I see the girl. We are the most educated. Yes, they sold you a degree that ain't finna be worth shit. You who have aged out and fell for the sucker shit in destroying your village, your family, and yourselves, the only thing you can do is try to tell your children, don't do what I did. All you women 40, 50, 60, it's over for you. You need to explain to your children, don't do what I did. Don't go around here talking about you don't need a man publicly. Don't go around bashing men for the most part publicly, because all these women who are on the internet for bashing men, there's a record of it, and I think we need to keep a record of these women in case they try to act like they something different later on, but most of them will follow who's ever the leadership. Whether the leadership is good or bad, they'll follow the leadership. While we're in this position we're in, I'm talking about the moral people of the world. You have to be aware of these women that's out for self, not for the village, because they are about to find themselves back in the village with the villagers and the fronting like you rich, the fronting like all this is finna be over. I'm telling you, most of my sisters are broke than a motherfucker. It's some who have found a way. And I am so happy they have. But most of my sisters are broke, just like most of my brothers are broke. But the sisters was acting like they not broke, holding up drinks on an island that they got there with a buddy pass and all that shit. No. It's finna be time during this administration where this man is literally pouring out all the fish in the pond and letting you see him try to live with no air. He's taking your income away. What jobs do you think will be available for us? When I say us, I'm talking about people of color. What jobs are going to be available for us in the future? You got to learn how to cook again.
Hey, you heard it. All right, you heard what the man said. And, you know, not one thing that he said he was going off on. Even when he said you ate from the forbidden tree, he didn't say it was an apple. You know, like they teach you in church. He didn't say it was an apple. And he's correlating, you know, the women that are suffering with Eve from in the scriptures. You know, which proves that, you know, they watch and take heed to what the prophets are saying. That's one. But nonetheless, you got average men out there that are coming to the conclusion that 2025 is not looking so good for the woman. 2025 is not looking so good for you. All right? The Lord is getting ready to send judgment. And it's good. Hey, listen, Micah 7:10, she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her. Which say, where's the Lord thy God? Because she didn't trust in the Lord our God. She didn't trust in the God of Israel. All right, she didn't trust in the God that we worship. She trusts in the God of this world, which is Esau, Satan. All right, the spiritual demon Satan, which is the physical counterpart, aka the Edomites. That's the God she trusted in. So now, like he mentioned, you know, this administration is getting ready to pour them out of that pond. All right, and watch these fishes flop all over the place, gasping for air, gasping for that water. You know, gasping for that supply chain. So the Lord is bringing judgment. We seeing it. We're seeing it. 2025 is a year of judgment for Eve. If it's a year of judgment for Esau, Edom, then guess who else is going to get judged? The ones that made a contract with him. So I'm just going to quote a precept or two. All right. You know, which brothers, this scripture is coming out a lot. Isaiah the 32nd chapter, where it says, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. All right. For the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come. The vintage shall fail. What's happening now is that these women, their jobs are being threatened. Their income is being threatened. Their aid, their public assistance is all threatened. And they're panicking. They're panicking. And like he mentioned, you know, they destroyed the village. Esau used you to destroy the village and he no longer needs you anymore. So now he's leaving you out there for dead because at the end of the day, you're still an Israelite, and Esau don't care about the Israelites. If he can use an Israelite to get at you, if he can use the Israelite to destroy the nation, he's going to do that. And that's exactly what he did. And who did he use? The woman. A lot of women are going to have a lot less to say in the coming days ahead. All that SHRT talking, you know, like he said also too, I'm referencing that video a lot, but all that taking selfies, sipping margaritas on the island on a boat that you use one of your friends' buddy passes to get flown out there. All that's coming to an end. These women are going to try to hunker down and try to get with a man. But a lot of men at that point, men are not going to take you serious. Men are not going to take you serious because niggas ain't stupid. Men aren't dumb. You know, men think with logic, and they're going to logically come to the conclusion as to why you're even approaching them now, approaching men now, because your supplements are being taken from you. And yeah, ultimately that is going to bring in the spirit of Isaiah 4:1. But men aren't stupid. They can be like, nah, this chick right here, especially when shit get rough and the ball's in these men's court now, the ball's in their court, which it always should be, but the way Esau turned things upside down, women, they got to say so, but that's coming to an end. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's coming to an end. So many days and years shall you be troubled. You careless daughters, right? You careless ones, you careless women. Because the vintage is going to fail. That food is not going to come in like the way it used to come in. The money, the aid, assistance, it's not going to come in like the way it used to come in. And like he also said, all these women who put them videos out there, social media accounts, talking SHIT, I don't need a man, the receipts are there. The receipts are there. You put yourself out there on the internet, people are like, hey, ain't you that woman that? The receipts are there. And guess what? The Heavenly Father is going to reveal who's who. He's going to reveal who's who when that time comes. So for the ones that are going to try to sneak up and try to act like they've been modest their entire life, or the majority of their life, and they all righteous and meek and soft. You know, that, remember that soft girl era? All of these women that are going to try to fake the funk and come in that spirit and try to chameleon just to save their ass, the Lord is not going to allow that to happen. So 2025 is not looking good for you single women. And I got to put emphasis on you single women. The ones that have the mindset, I don't need a man, you. It's not looking good for you. So it says, tremble ye women. It says the gathering shall not come, which is the harvest. You're going to starve out here. You're going to be doing real bad. It says, tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare. Gird sackcloth upon your loins. Sackcloth is what? It's a garment. Or matter of fact, it's like a potato sack. People use that as a sign of, when you wear it, it's a sign of lamentations, a sign of being at the bottom, a sign of humility. When you read it over in the NLT, it says, tremble ye women of ease, throw off your complacency. Esau made you very complacent. He set you up in a position to where you don't have to do anything. You didn't have to do anything. Everything were to be catered to you because you were taught that you're a princess, you're a queen, you don't got to do nothing. All you got to do is just have a box and the world is going to worship you. And that's exactly what happened. But that's changing. 2025, that's changing. Men are waking up. See, the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua have already woken up to this. But now the average man is waking up. That spells even more trouble to the female race. All right? That spells even more trouble for you. So it says, tremble you women of ease and throw off your complacency. Strip off your pretty clothes and put on burlap to show your grief. Burlap is sackcloth. So take off all that pretty clothes, that nice fancy clothing that you got, got you looking skin tight, got you looking cute, dolled up. Take that off. Your party clothes, your festive clothing, things that make you feel good, take that off and put on burlap, put on sackcloth to show your grief. And that's what they're doing. What you're seeing on the internet, circulating all over the internet, is nothing but women showing grief. complaining. They had it good once upon a time, but see, Trump is really doing, he's really doing the work of the Lord. Trump is doing the Lord's work. You know? Because ain't nothing nobody could do without Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai sanctioning it to begin with. So you women are hurt. 2025 is going to get worse. Towards this year end, it's going to get worse. 2026, from the beginning of it, listen, shit is going to get crazy. It's already getting crazy and it's going to get crazy. So you brothers out there, be on alert. Stay on alert. Stay spiritual. Think spiritual at all times. Don't show no compassion to these scumbags out here. The ones that have been dissing you, playing you, they hate the Lord. Don't show no compassion. The Lord is not going to allow us to even show compassion because he's not going to show compassion. He's not going to show mercy. He can only show mercy to the elect. But remember, the majority of these females are not part of the elect. The majority that are going to die are going to be females because they are the majority of the population of the world, women. And when the Lord start wiping out men, wicked men, there's going to be a small number of men remaining. So when the majority of men are wiped out and the majority of the population of female are just being wiped out left and right, the ones that are remain and they're alive, they're going to be seeking some type of covering. Like the scriptures tell us, a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. They're going to seek protection from the death, from the destruction. They're going to seek comfort. Them single ladies with the cat and dog, the cat moms, the dog moms, them dogs ain't going to comfort you. They're not going to be able to tell you why this is happening. You going to eat your dog. You going to eat Johnny Rocket over there. All right? You going to eat your cat, Whispers or Whiskers. You going to eat, Mr. Whiskers. And then what? So all hell is getting ready to break loose. The Lord is definitely showing how he's judging Eve. All right? Because they're the ones that gloated, talking about they don't need a man, I don't need a man. Good. Because really, men don't need you either. Especially men that know how to take care of their own shit. Cook. Men know how to clean. See, at the end of the day, a man don't want a woman who says she don't need him. Men don't want that. The Lord made male and female. We understand that. But the ones that have the mindset, they don't need a man, we don't need you either. Furthermore, we don't want you. If that was ever your mindset, the Lord will reveal it. Brothers know how to cook, clean, take care of themselves. All you are is a help, an assistant. Yo, just help me do this. Yo, help me do that. Not, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I want you to help me do this. I want you to help me do that. How can you help a man? Women show that they cannot help a man. That they don't want to help a man. They don't want to be a helpmeet. They destroyed their purpose. They destroyed it. They took heed to Esau, Edom, the serpent, and flushed it down the toilet. So now, the chickens are coming home to roost. You reap what you sow. That's Galatians. Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap. You sow iniquity, plow iniquity, that's in the book of Job. You're going to reap the same. So if you signed that contract, made that covenant with Esau, Edom to help destroy our nation, not just the man, you help destroy our nation. You help destroy your own self. You help destroy the leaders. The only people on this planet Earth that can rise up against the enemy and take him down, all right, which that's going to happen through Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. I'm speaking as far as a village. You help destroy the village, you weaken the village, then when the invaders come, the village is already weak. The village is compromised because you went and backdoored the whole village. You went and listened to the enemy and took his playbook on how to destroy the village, how to destroy the leaders of the village. And by default, now that the village is destroyed, they don't need you no more. You did your job. Now the invasion is going to happen. Jacob's trouble is about to go down. That's the invasion. All right? But Yahweh Hashem Yahushua said that he, we're just talking about the elect, shall be saved from out of it. So the spirit is definitely tunneling in on these women. Eve. So you better humble down. And if you in this knowledge, you know about this knowledge and know about this truth, and you watch here and there, whatever, or you call yourself a sister, a believer, all right, a servant of the Lord and his ministry, remain humble, stay humble. The Lord will spew you right out and replace you, just like he can anybody. But remain humble. Your job at the end of the day was to be a helpmeet to a man. And if you're not doing that job, why does the Lord need you? Why does the man need you? If you're not a pillar of rest, but rather you're a pillar of stress, then you're not needed. Your job clearly is to just add affliction to this man until the Lord is ready to lift up affliction from his men and to give them glory. After that, you're no longer needed. If you just there to be a thorn in somebody's side, then when the Lord is ready to raise his men up, he's going to spew you out. So you better tread very carefully and be the best. That's a spirit. License plate in front of me. 0144. 0144. As soon as I went over to this left lane to avoid oncoming traffic, merging traffic. But 0144. Who's the 144? The men. All right? The men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The 144,000. The prophets. And the Lord is going to look out for his prophets. So that's the spirit. I'm driving right behind this vehicle that says 0144. Confirmation that what I'm saying is biblical, is true. If you're in that mindset, or you're not humble and you're just a demon, then all you are is just a thorn in a brother's side up until the Lord is ready to pull that thorn out of that brother's side or that man's side, his servant's side, and throw your ass away. But if you here and there and you are a pillar of rest and you add comfort and benefits to a man's life, you're a help. You know, you cook, clean, prepare his stuff for work, prepare his stuff after work. It's not that hard. You got one video with Eve asking Esau, the Edomite woman, white woman, how do you keep the black man? Like, you really got the black woman asking the white woman, so-called white woman, how do you keep the black men? And she got an answer and said, all I do is shut up. I don't argue. I listen. And I do whatever he tells me to do. People hear that and think, like men are out here telling a woman to crawl on all fours and bark like a dog and shit like that. Nah. Why does telling a woman what to do got to be something negative? Automatically, you know, the topic of being a leader and having things in order and giving orders and instructions, it got to be affiliated with something negative. You tell your woman to do something, why it got to be bad? Like, yeah, I tell my women to do this, I tell my women to do that. Automatically, oh, why you got to tell her what to do? Why not? Look what the serpent told her what to do, and look where it got us. Now that the righteous men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua being risen up, we're telling you what to do, how to do it, if you want to be saved. But if you don't listen. So if any woman is just going to come across this video that's probably never heard of Israelites before, that's probably now hearing about Israelites, if whatever I said apply to you, take heed and apply it in which it applies. Or however it applies, apply it and make the necessary adjustments to your life. So went a little longer than I thought. You know, I'm at my location where I'm working at today is a little further out, so it's all good. You know, so I hope and pray that this was edifying to the Lord's elect, and to show you brothers that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has got a spirit of judgment creeping up on the woman, on Eve, on the women of the tribes, the so-called black women and the rest of the tribes that follow after her. But starting with Eve, she's hurting, and nobody else to blame but herself. You don't hear men complaining, because you know why? We as men, we don't complain. We do. A word, I'm in this situation, fuck, damn. Now I gotta get myself out of this. That's what people would tell us. Well, just do something about it. That's what people told us. That's what they would tell us, and we do something about it. So now we telling you women that's hurting, that's being cut off, your food stamps going from almost $800 to, what was it, $50, the one chick said? Hey, do something about it. Do something about it. What you want me to tell you? We're going to tell you the same thing you told us. I'm not even going to say to you, well, go get a man, because now it's like saying plan A, B, C didn't work, so now you got to go all the way to plan Z, the last plan that you ever had in mind. I'm not even going to say, well, go get you a man. I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say, you know what? Deal with it. Deal with it. Because men were never supposed to be the last option. The fallout plan, the plan B, or I'm gonna say plan Z, the last on the list. The only way I'm gonna do this is if I totally cannot survive. Nope, brother. So keep in mind that a lot of these women are gonna start even trying to, come at you because of that. Esau kicking you off his welfare case. Brothers ain't here to pick you up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, like I said, I've said it before. That's what's ultimately really gonna separate those women that are moving in a certain out of desperation. I'll answer in a minute. Out of desperation versus moving out of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and through being desperate of to be delivered. All right, versus being desperate because I lost everything. I lost Section 8. I lost this. I lost that. So anyway, with that, we give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Shem Rakakwadash. Shalom to the Lord's elect. Till next time, shalom.